Hello, we were just attempting to zoom, but we can't zoom on here on a live by the looks of it, or we don't know how, but the new growth makes us happy. These are some type of bean, although we're not too sure what, but we just noticed that they're growing. We've been attempting to do spring greens. They're radishes. They're really good. What are they full of? We learnt the other day they're better than broccoli sprouts for something that's in them. And these are then like chickpeas and lentils. We found some more in the shed. This is a Romanesco cauliflower, but we killed it, so that made us very disappointed. And nothing else is coming up. We don't know why. It's been a year of not stuff apart from our Black Beauty. And our Black Beauty courgette is doing well. So, because everything's interconnected, and this is how we dance and connecting all of us, it's Beorc. We're not very good on the pronunciation, but it's begin the poplar tree. Adapting to relentless environmental stress. Poplar trees wrap seeds in cotton casings and give these future wishes pre-wrapped and ready-mapped to the wind to carry and spread fresh life. Their roots, safe from wildfires, are studded with buds, ready to erupt from below the soil and grow anew. Same roots, new home, new world. Begin again with certain vigour, knowing your future's assured. And this is pretty amazing because this is the top of the card on the spectrum of energies on the pick a card reading. Tito Pomomena, that's still to be done. Time is an interesting factor for us. So we just got excited. We're on our last root chakra, our last red of the 52-week chakra journey. It's the 7th, week 8, and that's the 7th card, acceptance. And then we move on to, so that's red and violet, because it goes red, orange, red, yellow. And then we go on to orange, red. So it's the crossover between, not very good at doing this, bear with us. So doing this and talking, it's a bit of a challenge. So it goes from red, violet to orange, red. So we thought we'd show you. So we come out the door. It wasn't planned, but oh look, you can see this. That's let's see if we can do that. Oh, that hand's good. We've got 2 things to hold on to without the phone. That makes it less tired. So it wasn't the plan, but we discovered you can look. He's in there. Oh, I wish we could see him. Look at this. Do you see him? Do you see him? Hi, Zendaya. So we discovered that when we come out of the house, the wee bungalow, you just keep looking left and you can walk around the whole garden looking left. So we might just do that. There's not heaps to see, but we thought we'd take you on a journey through our spring and summer and autumn, the seasons in our garden. We're getting a bit emotional, bear with us. I suppose for courage and to continue our being seen and being heard journey, because it used to be the shadow dancing poetry, and yes, this is the next stages. These are the most prettiest strawberry flowers we've ever seen. Kitopomadata, is that what they're called there? That's not got a name on it. Is it in here? Frangipani or something. This slug. So what we say to our slugs, it's been taking us a long time to say it, but we get rid of them in a container and say thank you for leaving forever, because that's the one. Fragaria Toscana P9. So they're the most prettiest strawberry flowers we've ever seen, and we've actually got other strawberries. I think we've got about 4 different types of strawberries. I'm sure we've got like 2. So we've got about 3 different types. I'm sure we've got like 2 of the white ones. So they went there to kind of, because the vines all came down. So they were there to like, I don't know, get the extra vines and strawberry plants. This is broken. We don't advise getting these, or maybe we got a really shit one or something. But it was about 50 quid and it's shizers. So we're going to attempt to build our own one of them, because we've been repotting these. It's all a slow process. Oh, we're not. We do put more. Yeah, but we're talking about that. Okay, so we're going to go around the garden still. That they were all in those pots, so we're going to repot that one as well into that. It's the moon energy is going down, so it's the time for repotting, because all the energy, the sap's going down, the energy's going down for it, so it goes to health of the roots. And then we'll get that, and there's some fencing around the back. We'll see if we can show you that, and put that round somehow, and then put some material in the middle, and then cut holes into it and make our own strawberry tower. And we might do a small one and a tall one, and do the small one under the window and the tall one here, and then we'll just have one of these, because the ones around the back, they're not getting any light, bless them. And these were all got late last year, so we didn't have any strawberries. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff not growing this year for us. Some of the stuff that's not growing didn't grow last year either. What's that? Don't know, a bit of cardboard or a leaf. And this is just on there to stop the sun drying them out, and I don't know, cats and stuff. But it's like you should still see them sprouting, but they're not sprouting. These aren't sprouting. I think they're like some blue flowery things. Do you want to go inside, Zendaya? Yeah? Okay. We'll see you soon. You want to say hi? Here. Oh, sorry, we didn't mean to scare you. Here we go. Go inside. We didn't mean to scare you. Zen. Okay. Give me a minute. Apologies for scaring you. Yeah, there's I think, yeah, some blue cut flowers and chamomiles. We haven't got around to being able to write stuff down yet, but it's more organised than it was last year, but not as organised as the first year. It's always different ones of us out. I suppose the energy's always changing. So this is apple mint. They've been in here for a while, so these are going to get taken out. That's going to get put in a pot down there. We did have mint seeds over there, but they're not sprouted either. So they were going to go in the pot. See you soon, darling. And then this is Moroccan mint. We love Moroccan mint tea. This one here is, if you can see, it's Indian mint. Is that Indian mint? There's a weed. That's a weed. So it's this one here. That kind of comes out in trails. Oh, this is the Indian mint. We've got to check on the Indian mint. And this one here is ginger mint. So there were 3 in there, but we're going to take them all out. They did start small. And we're going to hopefully, I don't know if we'll get to sand it. That's probably going to be a bit much effort for us this year. But we're definitely going to clean it and oil it. And then maybe next year, at least oil will protect it. And next year we can sand. This is our beautiful chamomile lawn. We're going to hopefully take some of these out and put them further up. And hopefully they'll spread a bit further this year. We gave it a weed the other day. These are all Nigella, black cumin. Nigella in the mist. They're seeds from last year, so they're all got to come out a bit, because this is where we've sown leeks, and there's leeks there. These spring onions are from, they were over there, and we took them out and put them over here. We're putting them next to the carrots to do companion planting. But these are the spring onions that we cut the ends off, the spring onions that we get from our real food box, seasonal fruit and veg delivery. It was just fruit mainly, and mushrooms. We chop the end off and then put the roots in there, so you can kind of see it here. They're just kind of coming to grow. So we haven't actually sown any spring onions. This one I think is borage blue, so I think we've got to take that out. That's a seed from last year. There's probably going to be heaps of sweet pea up there. This is a sweet pea that we've done this year, so we're just keeping to the left. These are going to be in the window, hopefully they'll grow. These will be like cucumbers. We've got like white Wanda, little leaf. We've got 4 different types of cucumbers. So we think this is a radish. We don't know why that's in there. That's meant to be a cucumber. And there's all these other little seeds, which will get closer, that have popped up everywhere. But we think that's in the compost. So the compost that we've bought this year has been real, just producing loads of seeds everywhere. I'll show you them in a minute. And that's they're both cucumber, but nothing's happening there yet. See, they're just everywhere. That's another type of sweet pea. Like this one's full of them. So we're not sure what they are. So maybe that one in there isn't a radish, because if that is a radish, that one there looks the same. This is all dill. That might be some dill growing here actually. They're seeds that we bought, not our own seeds, because we had seeds of dill last year, but we didn't know what to do with them, so we put them in the shredder and then just put that in the ground. So I think it's called something else there. Is it biodynamic garden? Pea on the corners, 2 types there and 2 types there. There's 8, well, it's more than 8 poles, but there's going to be 8 things planted, and then there's ones in the middles. And so this is what brought us lots of joy. We just see, because we've been disappointed because everything that we've put the effort in, nothing's coming up. But 2 of our peas are coming up here. So I think these are purple podded peas. No, not a potato. Oh, well done, guys, because these are ones for you that you like, isn't it? Yeah, you sweet. Sugar snap peas. And that means that's Monge 2. And I think that might be Monge 2. So we have got these ones written down in the book, you know, when we're planning. And so that must be, so these 2 ends down here are purple pod peas that don't seem to have worked. Oh, that's it. So these are Monge 2, 2 Monge 2 and 2 sugar snaps, but there's 2 in each, and they're coming up, so they're going to go around the poles. These are purple pod peas and magnolia snap peas, or like one of them goes around that way. So it's like this whole little spiral, which is like the centre of the vortex. We've got to do some love and care and weeding on this area. I think eventually we'll take some of these out, take the rocks out, and maybe put something down there to stop it sinking, because it keeps sinking and falling back as the soil and compost biodegrades, and plus certain ones are spreading out now and other ones need more room. So that one up in the corner, which looks really cute, and we love the rabbit sneaking out, peeking out, we're going to put down here. So we won't move the rocks this year, it's going to be too much effort this year, but it's that's come to mind. This one we might take out and take round the back, and there's one up the top, down up there, which we'll probably bring down here. And to give these space, I think we might take this one out and put that one up there. We had to say bye-bye bluebells. They were all beautifully up here, but we're showing you this side. So yeah, so if we take this out, that can spread. Yeah, so the copper, snails are meant to not like copper. Originally we put this wool down because we upcycle and repurpose. So the wool came out of when we were in a really, really, really bad way, but kind of wanted to still eat healthy-ish. We had like Hello Fresh and not Simply Cooked, they're the little packets. So it was Hello Fresh, and there was another one, Mindful something, and these are what they had in the boxes. So we kept them all. So we've got to figure out how to store all the stuff, because we keep plastic bottles and glass jars and cardboard, different ones of us for all the future stuff they want to do, but we've got to figure out how to store it. So these are pointed cabbages, and then we've got Chinese cabbage, but none of these have come up, and all these seedlings again are coming up. But we don't think they've come up anyway, and we think these are little seedlings because they're all the same, so we don't want to pull anything out in case it is, like cabbage. So we're not sure what to do with that yet, so there's more meditation and stuff going on. This is an empty gap, which some of the cauliflower, it's a shame you can't zoom when you're on live. Yeah, so that's going to be one of different types of cauliflower. The Romanesco, I think it's like space broccoli, but it's actually cauliflower. It's like a cool sacred geometry spiral. It's green, a purple one and a white one. Here, I don't know if we've got any coming up yet. It's 4 types of basil. We've got red basil, cinnamon basil, lettuce leaf basil, and something else. But speaking of, yeah, so again, we don't know what these things look like, so we just have to wait and see. This is going to be for Our red currant, is that the red currant? That's what we worked out on our intuition. That comment's not showing up though, but we did the intuition test and we bought the 3 currant bushes at the same time. So that's going to get potted into there. So one of these came damaged and they sent us another 2, which still weren't in great condition but not damaged. So we've ended up with like 2 for the price of 1. So that's not too bad. And we're not great at complaining. So there, like that lavender's been repotted in there, and we're not sure if we've done the repotting wrong because we put chicken poo pellets in, and I think we might have used too many, and I think we might have put them down like in the bottom rather than like at the top. But it's all learning, isn't it, gardening, and trial and error. And we've also got vermiculite and perlite. So vermiculite holds water, perlite just creates space and oxygen. We cut these ones right back, so hopefully they're going to grow again. We did it all by the moon, the right things, but that was our sage, our yellowy green sage. And this beauty's doing much better this year. She wasn't doing so well the other year. She's raspberry, got lots of fruit. So this is the purple sage, which we cut right back. It's not that long ago, it was only a couple of weeks ago, so maybe it takes a while for it to come, and maybe we cut it back too much. But they were looking pretty blur. So yeah, that's one lavender, and this is another lavender. So we harvest these and make all our bundles, smudge bundles out of them. Oh yes, at the other end is meant to be a thyme. So we've got one thyme and a lemon thyme. I'm not sure which is which. I looked, I think that's thyme right down there. There's little green ones. See, Tomomo. Yeah, we hope so, don't we? We get very sad that we've done things wrong. So we've got Dill at the back. We were going to give it a go. I don't know if it'll work. That looks like a Nigella in the mist thing growing there again. But we're going to put artichoke and asparagus there. But everything seems to be doing different stuff. I think these are more borage blue seeds that we have to take out. But there's another one there, Nigella's in the mist. But here we've got coriander. Lemon coriander, I think it's just there. Then here we've got 4 different sizes, 4 different types of parsley, flat leaf. That's the only one we can remember. I think there might be some kohlrabi here. I think that's kohlrabi, but these 4 are definitely kohlrabi. There's 2 green kohlrabi or kohlrabi, and 2 purple. And then down here we've got our beetroot in this section, and we thought we did really well at spreading them out. But there's a couple that are really close together. So this is us, I think, dissociating as we do it. We switch as we do it, and then we do it twice, because it's happened quite a bit. And I don't know, the conscious eye, witnessing eye. Oh, look, you can go. Bye-bye, slug. Thank you for leaving forever. We're going to get this mineralised straw and put that on. It's meant to be put that along the edges, and then some copper fairy lights as well. Yeah, the witnessing eyes, or whatever you call it. Remembered we've been really on it and careful, and that's why it gets so frustrating, because we're really on it and careful, and then it turns out we're not. So that's it. We've got purple, we've got 3 different types. We've got about 4 or 5 different types of beetroot, but there's only 3 different ones in here. I think there's cylinder, balls. Oh, maybe there's white. Or maybe there's 4 types: white, cylinder, balls, and then a stripy one, red and white stripe. So these are all radishes, and they're meant to grow really quickly. But I mean, according to the thing, after like 4 to 6 weeks, you can start harvesting them. And that was just the other day that was up, and that's not the case with these. So I don't know if it's just slow everywhere. And then here we've got carrots, and underneath them is parsnips, because they take a lot longer. So underneath the radishes are parsnips. So the idea was that the radishes are quicker and the parsnips are slower. Like last year, we thought the parsnips was the parsley, I think, but then they were spread all over the bed. Everything was all over the place. We were going to cut Brussels sprouts in the middle there. So there was one on the corner here last time, but they get pretty big, so we're not sure. We might do one in a container. But we've got purple carrots, yellow carrots, and then orange carrots. And so I think these ones are carrots. I think these are carrots here. And then back down to the leeks. We definitely got some of these, and they come up like little hooks bent over, Can't really see, but there's one there. There's one there that's got a bit bigger. And there's one there. So there's a few of them come up, so that's making us happy, and we love the leeks. This is also when we cut down, when we've been slowly cutting down the trees and the branches and getting all the ivy out, this is all from our garden. So it's like permaculture, where we make use of the stuff in the garden. Not all of it, some of it we put in the brown bin and it gets taken away. So these are where the mints are going to go in. And then we're going to put the Black Beauty courgette. And then if the other squashes come up, the honey squash, and we've got a marrow. These were 2 randoms, kidney beans that floated, and we remember one of the little ones were like that some seeds float or something. So is that slug again? No. So they just planted them, and 2 of them came up. There's 3 that they put in pots, just like we upcycle all our Tetra pots. With our, although I think this stuff tastes good as a milk alternative, because the milk alternative plant milks don't, and oat milks don't really taste that good, but the cappuccino one does taste really good. The chocolate milk tastes really good, but it's really processed, and I think it's actually probably, I think sheep's milk's the best for you, but we've never had that nutritious wise, and goat's milk for digestive purposes, but sheep's milk's got even better nutrition than the other one. So there's kidney beans, and then these ones are runner beans. I think they're board beans, and there's going to be some that go in the front. Oh yeah, so the 4 that go in there, the other ones. So yeah, we've got kind of like, yeah, a lot of French beans, runner beans, board beans, and then dwarf French beans. This is a fence just gone up. The snails love it. Hi Frank, how are you? Good. Which one? Pupsy. Ah, cutie. So yeah, really fence to put up a boundary. And then here we've put in fennel. So we got some fennel in these 2 containers. These were the containers of the bamboo, but then we upsized them to put them in a bigger pot. And we learnt that you can trim the leaves to see the stems, because we've got kind of a reddy ones, green ones, and yellow stems. The fence is just temporary up at the moment. I don't know if the neighbours are going to get something to put on the other side, but we've put that one down there as well. And we trimmed the top of the bamboo as well, so hopefully they'll start doing better. We've got some. And there's little more. Oh look, there's a little shoot coming down here. Our little ones love all the new shoots and new growth. It's a sign for them as well. And they love like feeling everything. So it's our subtle sensory stimulation garden. So yeah, there's 2 there, and there's this one here. So I think that's going to be happy. This is horseradish, which is going to get repotted, and then we can see what to do with the roots. We'll probably repot that on the fire Aries before the Taurus new moon. That had completely disappeared and it was eaten, so it's done really well now. And we love horseradish and want to make, yeah, horseradish and wasabi. We like all them things. These were all from last year that were in the pot close together. And yeah, these turned out to be celery, and then this is all coriander, and so they're so close together, all the roots and the seeds, we took them out and then put them in their own little thing. So we've had little tiny bits of these because we made falafels for the first time the other day, which we were proud of, but we've put them in their own little pots. Hopefully we're going to make that all colourful, but we have to understand about concrete and stuff. At the moment we put this here because the birds come and collect the wool. So yeah, we were saying what this was, and initially it was for the slugs because we heard slugs didn't like wool or something, but I think it must have been if it was short bitty bits of wool or hair, because they don't mind this. They thought it's quite homely. And but the birds come and get it. It stops the cats going toilet in the garden, and it protects the soil from the UV rays when it's not being used and stuff. So yeah, there's loads. I don't know what all they are, but there's loads of seeds there. Yeah, just have to pull them out. That's an apple tree. We've got 3 apple trees. That was the initial one that we bought, but it was like way too big. So that's us buying things that just then seem way too big. Like that one was the one that was an accident buy and was way too big because different ones of us can't read. Different ones of us do numbers. Different ones do pictures. And so these things turn up. It's like, what's happened now? Yeah, the red currant. That's blue hyssop. And then we got, that was at this time's meant to go in the corner there, but we've got to wait for them to go round. So when that comes out of there, the other lavender's going to go in it, and the little terracotta pot the lavender's in, that time's going to go in, and then that will go down there. And then this one will go in there, and then we'll have our beautiful little things. The archway needs fixed. Well, we've got a new archway, but we need to paint and make and put it up. We need to do it pretty soon because that's all started coming out. I think that's the first thing we've actually planned in the phone for painting and making. We can make it inside and put it together, but then we need to paint it, and then we need to paint these. We've got 4 of these, and so hopefully that will make it stronger so that we can then put that on the ground more and wrap wire around this and the pole, and that will keep them, make it stronger, because otherwise, you know, we might shove it in the ground a bit, but it's just going to rust. So yeah, we took all the bluebells out of here. That's a very temporary job on the fence because we're not, it's again the strength, all stuff we've been able to do before in the past, but like hammering those posts in just was a mission. It made us very depressed the other day. Even with just cutting them, we haven't managed to cut them all because that one and that one are joined together, so just cutting them was a mission. But it's very proud that we've kind of got that up so we can kind of see it and what it looks like. So that the idea is that'll go all the way down and stop all the soil and the stuff coming out. And we've kind of done it colour coordinated, and then we'll get one eventually at the end of the not soon, it's later than sooner because our credit card needs paying off, but half the size that goes along here and then goes down there. But we planted some of the strawberries here, community gardening with the strawberries, and one up here as well. We just weeded around it the other day when we did a bit of weeding, but hopefully they'll take over because they did really well. But it was our like little hedgerow garden, so we've got strawberries going all the way down. So like blue this end, although the wistaria's white. They've got a wisteria over there, I don't know if you can see. Hey sun, a bit of sun gazing, sunset sun gazing and sunrise sun gazing. So like it's meant to be like blues, purples, violets, then down into like purple. I don't know if we've got purple violets, but that's like purple violets, blue. Oh yeah, this is purple. The clematis is purple, and that's a violety purple, or was it bluey? And then like the blues, indigo blue, the bluey colours, and then down to green, lots of green, obviously, down to yellow. Oh, did you more? We don't have the yellow in yet, actually. We've got some yellow poppies and some yellow flower fairy thingies that we were going to put in. Some of us might have sown some of them, some of us might not. We don't know really what's going on with this. We haven't put them in so much. We were going to just leave it and see what happens this year. And then at autumn time, put them in, because those type of seeds, I think, like to, I don't know, do stuff over winter. And that helps them do things. And little bird feeders. We've got an old washing line pole. And so we might put a washing line pole in, so the bird feeder comes up here and is a bit higher. All the slugs kind of get in here. But we think if we do it enough in alignment with the moon, saying our new phrase, it used to be, thank you for sleeping, feeding, resting, playing elsewhere. Now it's like, thank you for leaving forever, far, far away. So we're getting much better at our words. But yeah, having a higher one up there. And this was a hedgerow that went all the way down. But once we took the ivy out that was suffocating it, there wasn't much left. But it's amazing because we are starting to see all the new growth happen. So it will eventually bush out again back into a hedgerow. This is like the orange fire, kind of like fire looking plant. And we saw some with a red, and we asked them if we could have their seeds. So we put some red in there. So that's red and orange. And then there's a red fuchsia, we think. And we've also got wild garlic. I know is that wild garlic? Is that some more of the wheat? I don't know, but there's bits of wild garlic we've sown up. Not the wild garlic of those, not that type of wild garlic with like the snowdroppy, tiny snowdroppy style flowers, but the ball flower, the globe flower here. So, and it's like more of a flat leaf. They were planted last year, and these were all planted last year, or like towards the end, more strawberries. And hopefully eventually it's all slow because we have to do lots of yoga and all our physical pain and everything. So it's taken us years, but one has to persist. So hopefully we've got some old little paving slabs and a couple of new ones left over, and hopefully we'll put them down and make that more respectable and like enclosed. We've got a jet wash thing, and so hopefully these are the old ones. Hopefully we'll put that on this and these will clean up. They're kind of getting the colour back a tiny bit. And then those new ones make them look like new again, but apparently these are meant to be the same colour, so that would be amazing to see the shift in that. And so almost coming to the end. This one needs to be repotted. We're going to leave the chives in there and put more of the chives, and they've got lovely flowers. And then this is our rosemary. There's a rosemary next door that we harvest and make smudge bundles out of it and put it in our tea and grind it up into a powder for our homemade green superfood powder mix. And we get rose hips off their little thing. So one of these is mint and one of them's something else, but they're not growing either. But some snails have seen it as a lovely home. This one we're going to put into the rosemary. We're going to put into that one because that loses it. It's not very big and loses a lot of heat. Not heat. Gets dry and stuff. Water. And so they apparently like good drainage and they're okay with not much water. This is lemon balm, which is doing much better in there. And then this is slowly coming back. This wasn't there, you see. And this is nepeta. It's catnip. So we've grown that up and we give that to Zen. So he gets his greenery too, which is cool. That one needs to come out of there as well. So I think one of these are going to go around the back, maybe, and two of them around the back, because there's 3 types in there. The daisy-like ones, which will do well, and those ones. So we might put one over there and then some around the back again. This is our blueberry. It likes more acidic soil, so we've put in some sulphur there, but it's like some of the blueberries are dropping off. That's not so good. But it did really well last year, especially in comparison to someone else we knew that had a blueberry bush. And that's another apple. We took a lot of the flowers off. We've got to make some homemade bug spray because the spider mite's coming back on them, which has been on off suffering. But this is the one that's thriving, and then we think that's the black currant because the black beauty courgettes come up. We're very good with the black and the darkness. Being born in a dark moon. When we close our eyes, all we see is darkness. But this was out of a pot. That's what all this broken pottery is. So this was out of a pot, broken, so had no pot and just the root showing for ages, but yet it's still thriving even in adverse conditions. And then that's the last seagulls. That's the last apple tree. So we've got 3 apple trees. We've never let them go to fruit before, so it'll be interesting to see the fruits on these. But the curly leaves, can't we find the curly leaves are kind of like the spider mite. We've got to get on with our bug mix. We didn't have any time on the Sagittarius moon, but it's the air signs on the disseminating moon, the waning moon, that's good for that as well. So yeah, we managed to trim the hedge on Sagittarius moon and weed the bluebells, and then we put that up, and then we must have shifted because it felt like we hadn't been productive and got really, I don't know, disappointed. Sweet pea and nasturtiums in there, so I don't know how that's doing. Hopefully we're going to get a new meter box, but it's turned from 2 meters into 1 meter. And then we've got our own scaffolding. We had scaffolding and a tower tunnel. We had scaffolding that we used to look out when we were in the sight wall window on the Leo full moon, and this was a Scorpio full moon, although we haven't been up there. They came today to put the solar panels on, but then lightning came. And it's funny, with the little place that we walk backwards to heal our knees, which is, it's working. We're going up those steps and down those steps. The pain is nowhere near as bad. They've got scaffolding outside, and that's number 16 by the willow tree, which is the tower. And they've got scaffolding too, solar panels put on. So it's just interesting because that's the tower. Okay, so we just realised actually we've been on Wi-Fi that whole time, so the live might not actually work, or it might be cutting in and out, because we've just realised we've put you on our mobile data now, so that's interesting. But this was all stuff that was around the front, but it was taking over in that little rockfall garden. So we took it out and put it around the back. So if it spreads, hopefully that will cover up here. And all of this was full of like holly bushes and everything that we've spent over the last 3 years slowly cutting down, drilling holes in, and then putting salt and vinegar in to naturally kill it and stop it coming back. And this is jasmine, and this is the fencing. So this was the and so this is the area we're going to put some more of those things in. More wild garlic here, but we don't harvest this wild garlic. This was the fencing that we were going to maybe cut down and put around to make the strawberry tower. So we'll have to see. But this one here, this is one of ours from the garden at the front, and it comes out of these beautiful little flowers. We've also got to, so before we do that kind of thing, we want to oil this side, but we're not sure how far down we can go and how easy it's going to be, but we're going to give it a go, because maintenance is really important. Learning to, when you do something, it's not just the doing it, it's then the understanding the maintenance and the care and the upkeep. So this is like everything that's teaching our little ones so much. So like that yellow one there is kind of taking over and killing the black one, so we're going to put that around the back as well. All of this went a bit mad. Those were the yellow poppies, so we're going to put some of them around the front potentially, and we've got some orange ones as well. At the moment they're just in a pot, but we didn't know what to do with this grass, so we just cut that back and cut the bamboo. This one's a black bamboo. The fountain needs some care, solar powered fountain. It's actually really shit. It was meant to go up about, I don't know, at least 40 centimetres, but it barely made 5. So that might just need a new water pump. But the clematises around the front, we're going to take them eventually out around the back so they can climb up here. So you've got the purple and yellow, and then we've got to kind of sort all that. But we're still kind of slowly, we had to buy another little saw. We've had to buy all these little tools on our credit card to be able to do the jobs we want to do. But, you know, we wouldn't be able to do them otherwise. So there we go. So yeah, we have to sort that out eventually. But all the tops kind of cleaned itself. We came out in the rain once in winter and just used the metal scourer and scrubbed the wood with it, and it got most of the green stuff off, although I think a brush would have been better. But you know, just ones of us do certain things at random times, but that water button there is real handy. So yeah, this is all like the wood from the back behind the fence and from the hedgerow that's been collected over the last 3 years. It was up on the table, so that's all we got to see from the window. So the fact, and we had another one down here, so it's all like slowly getting on. I don't know if you can see there, but there's kind of the gardener took out a slab and then filled it in so the water drains off easier, because otherwise it stays full of water for ages. We've got some big tubs which we're going to fill with straw, and we've got some more mushroom dowels, but we're going to put them in the straw because we're not sure if these are going to work. So we're going to put some, this one's not got any on, but we're going to put some in there, but then we're going to do some white container tubs up there, so hopefully they will work if these don't. These have got them in, those two, but one of them I think the wood might have been too dead, whereas the other one we managed to cut down in time. But we've also got, I think, brown cap and white cap mushrooms, which we've managed to put down here, and it's got like wood chips that we had bought and left over, our wood chips, and then it's got grass, from when we've cut our grass, it's grass trimmings from that. So this solar panel people brought these in and put them in here. So eventually that table we're thinking we'll put, because we put some more, it doesn't get much sun here, you see, we put some more mushrooms down there as well. So put 2 ends of the table here and 2 here. We might raise them up or something so the wood's not sitting in the water so much, and then it'll be at an angle, and you can still get into there, which has got our lawnmower in and stuff. We were really chuffed because the hinges broke on that, but we had 3 other hinges and we actually managed to take that off ourselves. It was a whole day's job and it took us ages, but we managed to take it off ourselves and put it back on, although we couldn't get that off and we couldn't get that off. But we had a few little other things just left over from our van build. It's very disheartening having been able to do stuff in the past and then not. 44 it was then. So here we had collected loads of seeds. We hadn't collected the seeds, we just cut them off and they're dried and they're in the summer house. But again, they're so fiddly and tiny, we hadn't done anything with them. So we put them in the shredder and then just dug out a trough and put all the shredded up plant with the seeds in here and then put some compost on top. But I think that's what these are. So I think that's what they are, but unless this is the compost that's from around the front, and then it could just be those that keep popping up everywhere. So again, we're not sure, because we also thought maybe they might just come up this end. And then we've got here pak choi, rocket, purple frills, and then up here we've got spinach. I think that was a Brussels sprout. So yeah, it's kind of we need to really sort everything out in there. It all gets really quite overwhelming. We haven't used it yet, but there's some rhubarb from last year. It's really cool having this stuff grow from the previous year. Eventually, these are all the bags that we were drying, but then the rain came. We were going to dry them and put them away, because the idea is we want to spray the deck and oil the deck. I think we're just going to oil the shed first, and then come the end of the autumn we'll paint it with brown stuff, but we need to get someone to fix the roof as well. So there's lots of things that tend to cause us stress, because we had a tarp on there but it blew off, and it took us months and lots of meditation to get it on in the first place, and a few goes. But once we've done that, these ones like the strawberries we're in are going to go down there, and that's then where the other marrows and squashes were potentially going to go. That's the compost. That's jasmine cut back. So the fence here is like all oiled. We did manage that last year, and we want to make a compost with like metal chicken wire, like maybe 3 sections, maybe with some kind of tray underneath, so that when it all drips down you've got your compost tea already there without having to do anything. And then we can stack wood up in the bags at the back for a little fire, so that eventually we'll be able to sit out here and have a little fire pit and have a fire, and it will be like the wood we burn on it will be from the garden. So it's our little mini suburban permaculture biodynamic garden. We don't know all the wording, and we were going to make a little wood store in there as well, so that's where you get the wood to put in the fire pit. Here, parsnips at the back, beetroot. Is it just beetroot around here? Yeah, I think it's just beetroot and parsnip. We don't do carrots around the back. I don't know why. And then radishes. But yeah, so it's a bit disappointing because nothing seems to be growing, but I don't know if that's just what's happening this year. Mind you, yeah, the beetroots are kind of coming up there, so hopefully they'll grow. We're kind of earlier than we were last year. We're earlier than last year, and last year was earlier than the year before. So this is our subconscious. This is our back garden. It's private, and it's our subconscious. And our front garden is like our conscious. And then you have the rainbow bridge, the carpets between. I think rainbow bridge means going when you cross over from life to death, though. So and this is what our support. So on our board inside, it was unexpected visitors. I was like, wonder what that means. And the people that came to put the scaffolding up, it was very unexpected, because we didn't even know if we had been ticked off to get the solar panels. So that was interesting. Not really for this type of video, but I just wanted to show you. Hello Zen, bye Zen. He's the first time that we've noticed he's had fleas on him, but we managed to find some all natural flea repellent stuff that we can drop on his neck, and we've got a flea comb, and we're doing it every morning. But he reflects to us up things, so he has started licking off some bald patches on his back again, but he's been doing really well. So I don't know. They're still live, it says, but it says something went wrong. Try again, tap to retry, but I don't know what that means. I don't know what that's referring to. That's a painting someone got done for us. That's another picture someone did for us. All little dots. These are old friends. This whole journey has, yeah, they say people leave your life. Everyone's left our life. But that's another story that we've gone about lots of times. That's all packaging that we're about to shred to put in our compost to balance out the nitrogen and the carbon. The carbon's the dead stuff and the nitrogen's the alive stuff. So yeah, it's a bit of a mess in here, but we've been using the dehydrator. That's clean. Yeah, things have been tough lately, but they always are. But this is like chard and a load of the herbs. We've got a load more to go, like thyme, hyssop, lavender. I think we've got some hanging up there drying as well in the basket. And we've been dehydrated. We had this for ages and hadn't used it. And so that's our super green food mix. So for the gut biome, it's like worms. If you want a good compost and want it to decompose quicker, you make the food that you're composting smaller pieces. And the gut bacteria, the smaller the pieces, the easier it is for the bacteria. And our little ones seem to think that if we powder lots of stuff, it will help get into, I don't know, we haven't got the words for it, but they think something. So we've literally, that's all the wild garlic we foraged. This is garlic powder, white onion powder, red onion powder, and that's what we've just done. So we've got onions and stuff in the fridge because we haven't had them for ages because they stimulate the mind. And we're on a few new herbal supplements to balance our hormones. ShintoSEYE, which is a basil, rhodiola, hemp, and evening primrose, and then the zinc was free. We got our electrolytes there as well, and we tend to swap these round on our supplement, on all our probiotics and stuff. But this would be more for a Joy to Cocoa channel information. So yeah, there's a little bit of, I'm going to do that again. There's a little bit of ShintoSEYE gardening. So we thought we would just show you the garden. So these used to be our visuals. We thought we would show you the garden in its stages, because if it does grow, it will grow. Tito Momo. No, I'm glad you're positive. It looks amazing because that ends up being, they're not vertical, they end up going at a triangle. Anyone that's seen our stuff from last year will notice, and it ends up looking amazing. So if the sweet pea grows and does what it wants at the front and the back on all four corners of that tower bridge thing in the middle, then it's going to look and smell amazing. Whereas last year they all were in the middle because we thought they were something else. And so it will all go round. So yeah, we'll say bye, and that's quite a big tour. Maybe we'll split it up next time or do something, but yeah. See you later. Little Momo, bye. Big bird, little Momo. Bye bye. Bye bye.